Hello and welcome back to another Taunter video. In today's one, we're going to go over some brand new tmnt news. So yeah, okay, so over the past few hours, I believe it was the Wrap that revealed something quite interesting about a brand new tmnt comic book series. They're coming out, I believe it's in September. I believe they also may have given a date, but I'm not too sure about that. But yeah, either way, we're getting a brand new tmnt comic book series, and this one will be based off the brand new tmnt TV show Tales of TMNT, and also set in the same universe as the TMNT Mutant Mayhem Turtles. So this universe, it looks like it's finally going to be expanding in a very interesting and unique way. Whether actually, actually expand upon the Turtles or give us new characters is something which we'll be finding out quite soon. However, do tease us with some characters which we want to see, which is a really good sign. And also, the people which I got working on this book is also something which I'm quite surprised at as well, just because of who the people are. So yeah, okay, so like I already said, I believe it was the Wrap. Yeah, the Wrap have announced that the RW will be releasing a brand new comic based on the TV show. And this one will be written by two people, however it's going to be drawn by one person. Now, the two people involved have actually worked on the Mutant Mayhem Turtles. Now, we're going to be getting a story written by Mike Levitt. And they say in the article that he's a veteran for the Tales of TMNT stuff. When you look at IMDb, it only says that he was an executive assistant on one episode. So, yeah, he's not really much of a veteran. But yeah, and then also we've got Andrew Jotus. I don't know if I'm saying that name right, but either way, this person, he's actually worked on the actual TMNT movie, Mutant Mayhem, and also he's worked on some of the stuff with the new upcoming short film that'll be released alongside the new SpongeBob movie. And I don't know if he's going to be working on the new new TMNT movie, but yeah, either way, these two people will be the writers. And I do find it quite interesting that we begin two stories, which I don't know how it's going to be working, if it's going to be like with how it did in the 2012 comics, where we've got like one main story and then like one short backup story, or if it'll be like half and half of the issue. That's something which I haven't really explained all too well yet, but I guess we'll wait and see about that, which is, either way, that's still pretty cool. They're going to be getting two stories in like one issue, and it's all going to be drawn by the same person, which I do find to be quite interesting. So yeah, and then they do go on to have some little interviews with the people who can be writing stories. Now, there isn't really too much to really go on of these interviews, other than just saying that, oh yeah, I'm so happy to be working on these turtles, I'm a big fan of that kind of stuff. Now, we do get one person, I think it's Mikey, is it Mikey I said? Yeah, Mikey, he's gonna be, he teased something which was quite interesting, saying that in his story, we're gonna be getting some robots, and some of the characters, with the villains, probably say goodbye. So it's teasing that some of the villains will be coming back, which I'm not too sure who they could be teasing. Now, I'm somewhat theorizing that it could be, like, Metalhead could be returning, and the Mechazoids from Bishop, they could be returning as well. But in terms of villains, I'm not too sure what they mean by that, if it could be like the fish guy from the second story. I don't know, I'm not too sure who they could really mean when they say that villains aren't really gone. So that's something to look forward to, and I do wonder how much this comic series will be tying into the overarching universe, or it will just be something which, it happens and it sometimes doesn't get mentioned. So it's going to be interesting with that kind of stuff, so that's somewhat interesting there. And then also from the other person, Andrew, he went on to reveal that he wanted to do something with the Fugitoid. However, he can't reveal too much because, all that kind of stuff. However, he's having a lot of fun on the project, and all I can say is cowbunga, so yeah, that's great, I want to say. But that's interesting. He wants to introduce Fugitoid into this version of the Turtles already. I mean, considering that we haven't got the Turtles gone into space yet, or, Triceratops, anything like that, normally the type of stuff which you normally get to see the Turtles do with Fugitoid. However, this one looks like they're not going to be doing that, or are they? I'm not too sure, but that's rather interesting, and the fact that he mentions specifically Fugitoid, and yeah, it's just, oh boy, so it sounds like we're going to be getting a Mutant Mayhem version of Fugitoid, which, I don't know, that could be interesting. I'm not too sure what to make of it, because it could be good, but at the same time, it's this version, and that could be, oh boy, I don't know what to really think of that in terms of like what to think of what this version could look like. But yeah, and that's pretty much it for the actual article. I want to say they haven't really gone to reveal anything else. They haven't released any descriptions for this issue. They haven't announced if it's going to be like an ongoing series, if it's going to be like one issue thing. I've got a feeling that this is going to be, I don't know, they haven't mentioned anything if it's going to be miniseries or ongoing series. I'm probably going to say ongoing series for now, but I wouldn't be too surprised. Depending on how well this sells, this could potentially turn into like a mini-series kind of thing, which I really hope it doesn't, because I feel like there's a lot of potential to like do here with just doing like these tales in like, you know, like short stories. And it's something which I was hoping for, like for these tales to get like a comic as well. But yeah, however, they have released some covers which we'll be taking a look at. So for the first cover, which is going to be done by the actual artist from the series, and I feel like this like should really give like everyone a really good idea of what to expect for the art style. And so this one's done by Louis Joyce, I'm pretty sure I'm saying that right. And do get to see tales they're running through the like alleyway. And I have to say that with the art style, I'm conflicted about this, because on the one hand, I do like how the artist is able to like truly reflect the art style from the TV show quite well, but at the same time, I do feel like that's also one of the biggest problems with this series so far, which I am somewhat concerned about, just because the art style, while it does look great, I don't feel like it works too well in comic form, and I like how the artists try to like emulate some of the rough animation kind of stuff, but with like the, you know, like different like lines across the turtles, with like some of them being thicker, some of them being like skinnier and all that kind of stuff. And then even with like animation kind of like marks as well, like they it's annoying because I do like this. I like what they're trying to go for, but at the same time it just looks a little bit off with it just being like one single image. I know that like, this is something which people did somewhat complain about with the actual TV show itself, with the art style and the animation. So it's gonna be interesting, because I want to love this, I'm looking forward to this, but I'm a bit hesitant about it because of how it looks. Not necessarily because it's bad, but it's just the actual art style from the TV show, which I don't know how well it works in like comic book format, but oh well, we'll wait and see about that. So yeah, and then for the next one, which is done by they haven't released the names of the people, but it's revealed on the covers, but at like a weird angle. This one's done by Choki Wong, I think. Yeah, hopefully I'm saying it right. Now this one looks. Again, this one's the kind of one which I'm not too sure how to feel about this one, because I love the colours of this one, with how they are using like the reds and the shades in them, where it's not like a shell shaded thing, but it's not like realistic or anything like that, and it's just a little bit like all over the place, which it looks interesting. Now this one, I have to say that like Team Turtles is hanging out on the rooftops and talking to each other. It's nice. This feels more like a fan poster for the TV show and the movie, instead of like an actual cover. It's not saying it's bad, it's just that it's not what I would consider to be like for the actual cover itself, but I do like the art style for this one, and would definitely like to see this artist come back and do like some more stuff on the series, because it does look nice. It does look it looks like it's trying to reflect like the animation stuff from the movie. It's interesting. I do like this one quite a bit. Now for the next one, which is I have a few things to say about this one. So this one's done by John Lancry, and this one, I do like this one because we do get to see turtles, they're, you know, running across the city, which is quite nice, and we do get to see a person at the bottom spray painting the turtles onto a building, and we do get to see some cool Easter eggs with like Eastman and Laird being like spray painted on there. But also, one thing which I absolutely love about this cover is just because John Lancry's name is written on this cover 3 times. We get to see it on the train bit there, on the wall where it's spray painting, and then also with like saying who the cover's done by. I mean, he's really getting his name out there, which respectable. That's all I can really say about that. That's absolute respect right there. Oh boy, but. Yeah, I mean, I have to say that overall this news, it is really good news, because it's something which I've wanted for quite a while, and to see that they're finally good, like doing it is really great. The format is something which I'm a little bit skeptical about, just because I'm not too sure how well it will work, but I guess we'll wait and see. I've got a feeling that some stories will be better than others and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, the art style is something which I think is also going to be something to get used to, or will be interesting depending on how much of it's used with in this art style and way. It's going to be interesting on that. But also the stories and what they're teasing with the characters, with like new characters showing up, old characters, and just everything like that is going to be so intrigued. And also, I'm just so curious how much of this like whole comic series will play into the overarching story in this universe. There's so many questions, so many things which I'm like, oh, okay, that could happen and this could happen. So I guess we'll wait and see about that. But either way, this is really great news. I'm just curious, like, yeah, I mean, it must be. I'm very curious to hear what other people have to say, because I've heard like a lot of good things from people saying that like they're interested in this, but they still have some questions, which is understandable. But yeah, so many good things coming out now. But yeah, let me know in the comment section below what you think about this news. Are you looking forward to it? Are you not? Will you be picking it up? And yeah, that's game for today, guys. Please share, subscribe, and all that stuff. Goodbye, yo, bye.